much, you might. Too 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 much, too many crabs in a barrel, but I'd rather hang around family and battle. It's too much, too many dripping in sauce, and I ain't hating on nobody, they can get lost. It's too much, trying to help a nigga out, the only thing they care about is internet cloud. It's too much, niggas sounding like each other and they all dead wrong, they don't even get along. Too much, you might. 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 Too much drip, you might slip. 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 Too much.
Up and away, cause I don't play clown. Book, take that with you on the way down. Up and away, cause I don't play clown. Book, take that with you on the way down. I've been in this game for years, it made me an animal.
And what I'm trying to explain to you, ladies and gentlemen, is the real world that our children live in, not the ideal one that we want them to live in, not this wonderful world that we pray that will come here one day, but the real world that they have to live in. You want to know why they're acting so crazy? You want to know why they're doing the things that they're doing? Because we have not prepared them to live in this real world. We have sent them through 12 years of school teaching them this dumb stuff that doesn't work, and when they go out and try to apply it and get killed for it, we are not there.
Me an animal, I eat a fake motherfucker like a cannibal, and I don't even understand how he got that far, cause every time he write a rhyme it's about his goddamn car. You know the top 10 hottest in the fucking game? Well, 8 of them niggas fucking lame. It's a fucking shame how y'all put them on a pedestal, but I figure you ain't got nothing better to do.
Pinky ring up to the moon, ain't girl I'm so damn into you. I'm done with these models and done with these bottles, girl, I'm just trying to talk to you. We don't have to go to the room, but girl, best believe if we do, that we getting out of your bottles, my party, so yeah, but that sound like the truth. And we can go as far as you want to, cause ain't nobody finna stop you. We ain't debumping out of this water, when we fornicating back at the Tahoe. Late night Marilla go off on my phone, I pick up to you saying you home alone. I hop in the whip and then I should persist on the wrist of your pistol, cause I know that it's going down tonight. Let's fuck it up now, this maybe go round, cause we in the clouds tonight. I'm trying to show you the time of your life, so girl, let you down tonight. Let's go a few rounds tonight. I'm lost in the sauce, so what's it gon' cost? Let's play your signs tonight. It's about to go down, it's about to go down, it's about to go down tonight. It's about to go down, it's about to go down, it's about to go down tonight. I'm lost in the sauce, so what's it gon' cost? Let's play your signs tonight. It's about to go down tonight. It's about to go down, it's about to go down tonight. So many missed calls, I understand why you was pissed off. Let me explain for a minute before you start jumping to conclusion. I really don't understand why you doing this. Chill for a minute, let me explain this. I'm sorry for all the attention I ain't paying. All the design to give me brain, I paid it. The only one to do better than a man shit. Yeah, you baby, all day baby. You be in my mom, best believe I ain't playing. Stay up on my grind just for you is what I'm saying. Make a move for you, be on my sculpture on the daily. So maybe be less insecure, cause you the best and that I can ensure. Like Geico when you progressive that I can't ignore. My A1, you my lady, and that's for sure, so stop it. Ready your head just to go and pop shit off. Also bitches that ain't even really jacking, dog. You tripping, baby, I ain't even got no options, though. When if I did, I'm in my pockets, you could bleed me. Oh, goddamn, you don't understand it. When you do what you should be begging cause I'm damaged. You hit me down before I hit them blessings. You fucking up the ground like a bandit. Play vacation, motivation, keep me in the studio, see deprivation. Got me going crazy, though, my body shaking. Think about that body and the love we make your faces. We was meant to be together, forever and ever, for worse or for better. And pour each other, it don't matter. You was room in my grind, my pockets fat. A house in the glass, one up in the skin, shut out tonight. Let's fuck it up now, just maybe go round, cause we in the clouds tonight. I'm trying to show you the time time in your life, so girl, let you down tonight. Let's go a few rounds tonight. I'm lost in the sauce, so what's it gon' cost her? It's for your size tonight. It's about to go down, it's about to go down, it's about to go down tonight. It's about to go down, it's about to go down, it's about to go down tonight. I'm lost in the sauce, so what's it gon' cost her? It's for your size tonight. It's about to go down tonight. It's about to go down, it's about to go down tonight.
Peace, peace, peace. Welcome, everybody. How y'all doing? It's James Sunday. She said is here in the building. Hope everybody is well. Y'all had a good weekend. Getting ready for the week. It's going to get serious today. Y'all ready? Some transparency, some testimonies. I put a phone number, 800 number in the chat, National Domestic Violence Hotline. Please use this resource when needed. Help is out there. Pass the word, spread the word around. Today is going to get a little deep. We're going to be talking. Sisters, we need to talk. Enough is enough. Things have been tucked under the mattress, kept in the closet, hidden, disguised. But we need to talk about it. It needs to be discussed. It needs to be put out in front, especially within the family. The children are being hurt and they grow up to be adults and we're still hurting. So it needs to be discussed. It needs to be a light shined on it. Over the last couple of weeks, I have learned about a YouTube podcast channel called Unfiltered Stories. And it's some really unique stories, very unique, each individual, their childhood traumas, their stories, very detailed, explicit, and they put their information out there. They have their testimonies, and some of these things would shock you. It would shock you because there are people out here that doesn't think that this type of stuff exists. Incest, molestation, pedophilia, people who prefer children, people who groom their children for this type of situation, people who choose to stay in these types of situations when they're hurt, and not just them, their children as well. And a lot of us ask why. We're going to talk about it today. Hope y'all here. Hope y'all ready. Grab your tissues. Clear your mind. Hey, Queen. Karma is in the building. I appreciate you popping in. Hey, Sarah. Thank you for popping in. Happy Sunday. It's going to get a little gloomy. What up, Tony? Hey, Paris. Hope all is well. Thank you for pulling up and popping in the Shame Sunday. We're going to talk about it today. It's going to get heavy. I got a guest pulling up. She having some struggle, some streaming struggle. You know how that goes, right? She's not a podcaster, just someone who would like to share their testimony. And we're here to not judge. We're here to acknowledge that this thing does exist and give some support, shine a light on it. And I hope it inspires others to talk about their story, because each one is individual. It's different and quite unique, and it affects us all differently. Some are able to push through, some are able to tuck it away for some time. And when it surfaces, some of us, it's hard to deal with. And even at this time and stage in the grief, you can still seek help. You can still utilize this resource and seek some help, and they'll put you in front line with places in your community. So it's national. And, please seek help if you are out here struggling. We're always here to build on this type of stuff because it's needed and necessary. And if you didn't know, domestic violence is a pattern. It's a pattern of behaviors used by one person to maintain power and control over another person in any form of an intimate relationship. It exists, and it's something that we need to talk about. And ladies need to be a little bit more comfortable with exposing bad parents, parents who left them in the fire, especially when they were aware. Many shows on the Yanla we've watched where mothers who were molested and continued that cycle with their children, actually putting their children in a position to be placed in the home where they were. So the cycle continues, and our children are being hurt because we grow up. The children grow up to be adults, and it's hard to handle, express, and deal with. Abuse is a learned behavior. Can we say ignoring the abuse of your children may be a learned behavior as well? Can it? Is it possible? What do you guys think? Those who commit abusive acts make a choice in doing so. They also could choose to not do it. It's a choice. Recognizing patterns, recognizing the behavior, and the will and the strength and the bravery to change it, to get out and change it. It's not easy, and it's not as simple as we say, as we think. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I hope my friend is able to get in, but if not, you know, it's a conversation that needs to be had. The link is in the chat. If anybody would like to come up, feel free to stay. There's some testimony and some speak up, speak out, and everybody is appreciated. I know most of you guys, so, you know, if I see you in the back and you would like to keep your camera off, that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. But we're here and we're going to talk about it today, because I know a lot of sisters who have been affected by this. Brothers, you kind of keep your stuff subdued to yourself. But it is now becoming a society where it should be exposed with our young boys as well. And if you guys are willing to come up, feel free. You know, I'm here to support. But we're gonna just touch on this short video. Hopefully my friend can get in and see what Ayanla, one of her situations was on one of her shows. And we're gonna dive into it a little bit, give you a little view so we can reflect.
She told me that she was molested, but she never told me exactly who it was.
Or that she had had the same experience
The
as
same
you.
experience.
Wow. And what else? What is that? Tell me what's going on right now.
Anger.
That's not anger, baby. That's rage.
Pretty much.
And how do you live that? How does that show up in your life, that rage? How does it show up?
Because I never understood, and I still don't understand why my mother gave me to these people.
Ask her. Ask her. She's sitting right there.
How could you?
Go ahead,
How
speak
could
it.
you give me to this family and you knew what you went through? That's the reason why I actually really held a grudge against you all this long time. That's why I actually had basically started hating you for that. Because you gave me to a family that you knew that the things you were going through and they didn't do nothing about it.
Yeah. Give it sound, Miss Precious.
Give it sound. I agree. Give it sound. We hold it in, you know, and it's hard. It's hard to look a mama in the face and ask these questions. It's hard to have these conversations over and over and over again. Because I'm sure at this moment, you're a child. It's hard to articulate.
Miss Precious, give it sound. What's the sound? Open your mouth. Silence among y'all. Gotta end today.
The silence got to end, y'all. The silence has got to end. And that is an excellent question, and it needs to be answered. And a lot of mothers cannot. Why would you hand me over to predators? It's a hard question to ask. And I repetitively encourage, inspire, and try to motivate my sisters to have these conversations with their mothers. Their insidious mothers, toxic mothers, whether they knew or not. It's very important to have these conversations. And there's a lot of reasons why they stay and they do it. And it's a conversation. The pain is already there. It's already built. It's already about to explode. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. Arshawn is in the building. Hey, sir. Happy Sunday to you all. Passing through. Appreciate it always. Hey, Shauna. Hey, sis. Hope all is well. Topic's going to get really serious today because it's been going on since the beginning of time. But we have this type of exposure, this type of platform where we can discuss it so we don't continue to repeat these cycles. Let's continue with Ayanla.
What is the sound? Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Come on. You don't have to hide your face. Nothing to be ashamed of. Look at me. Yes. Speak it. Speak it.
I just hate it. I hate my past.
Yeah. And what about hating yourself, Miss Precious?
I do.
Self-hate. The questions, the unanswered questions. There's so many whys. You know, as children, they ask why so much. Beyond the physical risks of why, there's fear, normalization, shame, intimidation, low self-esteem, lack of resources, a disability someone may have, immigration status, cultural texts, children, and love. It's a lot of reasons, a lot of depends. But our children suffer at the hands of these. Hey, Danique, blessings, blessings. Peace to you. Appreciate you popping in. My girl is here trying to, so she's having some trouble right there. Google account. Why people stay. Why people stay. It's hard to put sound to any pain. You know, we watch those movies where people go to the rooftop and scream and go to the top of the mountain and scream. It's needed and necessary. It's absolutely needed and necessary because some pain and some grief is hard to express, very difficult to articulate. And when things happen as a child, I'm sure you revert back to that childhood mindset and you just don't have the words. We don't think adults are allowed, are capable of creating this type of harm, but they are. Very much so. It's about power and control. And some abuse is learned. Some abuse is learned. We have to know the signs. You have to know when to get out. You have to have this open dialogue with our children, boys and girls, to really gain the understanding of wrong. And it's not okay. Consent, appropriate, inappropriate touching, even with relatives. And it's usually in the family. It's usually within the family. You have to be cautious with our most precious gifts, which are our children. Okay, give me 1 second, please. Can you hear me, sis?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, we can do it over the phone. Can y'all hear? How's the sound? Let me see. Muted here. Oh no. Here we go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. Give us a second. We got it through phone. Okay. Make sure we got all the connections clear. What's up, World Class is in the building. Appreciate you popping in, sir. I want to introduce my sister pulling up and popping in on the phone call. They're not trying to let her in. StreamYard. Y'all know how I get sometimes. All right. How you doing, sis?
Get up on here and speak my truth.
Okay.
Because my truth is a lot of other people's truth.
Absolutely.
I've come to the realization of that over the last couple of years that it's not our fault.
Absolutely not.
And for so long, as children, as women, even as men, we think that it was our fault. And it's not. It's not. We were put in positions that, you know, people that were supposed to protect us and love us and take care of us, they failed us. And with that being said, you create a whole plethora of issues with children that don't know, you know, that this is not normal or this is not supposed to happen.
Right.
For me, first I have to take you guys back and let me introduce myself properly.
Yes, please.
I am Taisha. My name is Taisha. My last name is Charles. I am 46. I'm a mother of 4. My oldest being 28, so gives you a time frame about when I had my first child. I was still a teenager.
19.
Yep.
Yep.
I was still a teenager, didn't really know much. But I knew I did not want to bring children into the world that I was brought up in.
Absolutely.
I come from I'm a first generation born American. So my family base is Caribbean. My mom is Trinidadian. My father is Panamanian.
Okay.
But that's a whole nother, you know, that's a whole nother story.
Cultural text. Absolutely.
Coming to the family, being born into my mom's family. First of all, my mom was a teenage mother whom had me 4 days before her 14th birthday.
Wow.
So my mother was a teenage mother.
This is 77, y'all.
Yes.
The 70s.
Yes, 1977. Upon my grandmother finding out that she was pregnant with me, because she hid the whole pregnancy, the whole duration until her 7th month when she couldn't hide it anymore. My grandmother, being the Caribbean woman that she was, to save face, to save pride, to not let nobody know this little secret, she sent my mother away to have me at a young mother's home.
Yes.
When I was born, it was said to my mother, "This does not leave this room. This is your little sister. This is how we're gonna say it."
Wow.
And
okay.
That's what my mom ran with. So coming up, I'm growing up with my mother thinking it's my big sister, and my grandmother thinking it's my mother. And, you know, grandma gets sick, grandma passes away, and family secrets start to unfold. In the process of that happening, my mom started dating a man that once she met him, I was 6 years old.
Okay.
6 going on 7. And I knew when she met this man that I did not like him. It was just something. They say kids know.
Yeah.
They say kids know good, they know bad, they know. And it was something about this man that my mom brought into our world. And I was like, I don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
And when my grandma met him, before she passed away, he wasn't even allowed to come into the house. That's what it was.
Okay.
This man made sure he paid for my mother. He took care of my mother very well. He put on a good face. But I never trusted him at my young age of 7 years old.
Okay.
And once my grandma got sick to the point where she was in the hospital, the touching started, the grooming started. I'll watch her for you. It was one of his common things. If you go to class, I'll keep her while you go to class.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch her. And it would be the touching of my chest, which was nothing. Like, I'm a baby. So it was nothing there. Then it went to the touching of my bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was, don't tell anybody because you don't want to get mommy in trouble. And at the time, I'm a child, so I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, nobody had ever told me. And that's another thing that we did not talk about in our household. It was just never talked about.
Right.
Nobody ever told me about good touches or bad touches. It was never anything discussed. So me being a little girl, I just knew it was not a good feeling. You are older than me. You're supposed to be my mom's friend. Why are you interested in me?
Mm-hmm.
And this went on, like, he definitely worked his way. He had my mother in I don't know, I guess a brain fart or whatever, but she could not see past this man's evil.
Okay. Infatuation.
He had a plethora of children prior to meeting my mother. So it was just weird to me that all of a sudden you would want this single mother with one child. He started very fastly, once my grandmother passed away, very fastly started to impregnate my mother to keep her distracted from what he was doing to me.
Mm.
Now, as a child, you would never think that your parents know that you're being harmed or you're being put in harm's way, because that's not the thought process that you want to think. But as I got older, I came out and told everybody what was going on at the age of 13. Okay. And this was from the age of 7 to the age of 13. That
Brave.
He molested me.
Bravery. That was very brave of you. Sis, let me just say, sis, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Let me just say, I appreciate you giving this testimony, and I'm sorry for all that you had to go through and endure, you know, as a young child, as a young adult, you know, and to now being able to tell this story. And I hope a lot of mothers listen, you know, and be aware of where they're keeping their children for the sake of going to punch a clock, to run the street, or whatever the case may be. So I appreciate you being here.
Yes.
You know, because, you know, I speak of that all the time. Like, we have to be present. We have to be aware. But again, sometimes once the awareness is now you're aware, now what?
And you have to listen, because kids tell you, they tell you, they act out. I had a very, very bad wedding problem when this started. Like, I would wet the bed for no reason. And my mom would beat me. And I'm like, I'm trying to tell you something's wrong. Like, I'm not just wetting the bed. Like,
children that young they don't know what's happening, right? They don't know that it's wrong. They don't necessarily know that it's wrong. You touching me there is wrong.
Right.
You got to have these conversations, regardless of how uncomfortable we are as parents and adults. We have to have these conversations. Okay, go ahead, sis.
So for me, it was, I'm trying to tell y'all that something's going on and nobody paid attention. Everybody, it went from my mother telling people, oh, Kai lies. She lies for attention. She's just trying to get attention. Then it started with me running away, where I would go days where I would just be at friends' houses because I did not want to be in the house with this man. And my aunts would come looking for me. Where's Kai? Like, she's 10 to 13 years old and she's in the street. Like, and my mom is like, oh, she's out, she'll be back soon. Just real cavalier. And everybody that was trying to figure out what was going on at the time, she kept it so that they were so outside that they didn't know. So when I did come out and say it, it was like, okay, we knew something was wrong. We just didn't know what it was and we couldn't put a finger on it. So that went on for quite some time, quite some time. And she got out of that relationship when I was about 13, 14 years old. But at that point, I was a teenager. I was rebellious. I was very resentful of her because I'm like, you're my mom. Like, how could you not see that I'm broken? We had our trials and tribulations. I'm not going to say that it was all peaches and cream, but we had our trials and tribulations. But I always held my mother to a very high standard until she, showed me who she was. But before we even get there, I have to let you guys know that my mom, she committed a crime, which got her incarcerated. Okay. With her incarceration, I was left to tend to the children of this man.
Wow. Okay. Their children together.
Yes. Which is 3 of them.
Your siblings.
2 boys and a girl.
Okay.
And for me, I knew that I had to protect my sister from people like him. And I knew I had to protect my brothers from people like him as well. So I chose to sacrifice and make sure that they were good. Meaning not going to the system, meaning get them together. Like, I'm 19 years old, struggling to keep 5 kids together, 1 being my own, 4 of my siblings.
Wow.
And, I did that. I never asked for anything in return. Like, it was my siblings, that was my job. And as Caribbean people, we know how our families guilt us into doing stuff that, it may not be right at the time, but they feel like, okay, we're Caribbean, we got to stick together. Right. And they made me feel like, okay, this is your duty. You're the big sister. You're supposed to step up and step up. So I did. And I don't regret it at all because I love my siblings. But for about 3 years ago, my sister, she contacted me. It was around the holidays. And she said, Mommy is seeing someone and she doesn't want you to know. And it took me back because I was like, we speak to Mom every day. Why would she want me to know that she's talking to someone?
Right.
And my sister said, well, she said it's my dad. And when I tell you my blood ran cold and I dropped the phone and I instantly went back to that child and broke down because I was like, what? And my sister couldn't understand. She was like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? Talk to me. And I said, this is not a conversation that I can have with you right now. You might want to call Mommy and find out who this man is.
Okay.
And she called my mom and she asked my mother, she said, well, I just spoke to Clyde. And I told her that you're talking to this man and she's very upset. So why would she be upset? And my mother brushed off. And she said, oh, your sister's dramatic. I don't know why she wasn't, why she's upset. So my sister called me back and said, I need you to tell me what happened. She said, because mommy is being very cryptic and I need to know the truth. Mm-hmm. She said, because she's saying this man is my father and I don't know nothing about this man. Mm-hmm. So I went on to tell her, sis, I said, that's the man that molested me. I said, and for her to be talking to him and to even have him in her presence, I'm confused because he left her broke with 3 children that he never even took care of. So my sister then reached out to my mother and asked my mother what happened with me as a child. And my mother confessed. She knew that he was molesting me. And if she did not allow him to, we wouldn't have survived. Meaning he was our financial savior, as she said.
Mm-hmm. So it's about survival for her.
Right. So my sister's thing was, so you pimped out your daughter for $1?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I can't process that. She said, because I have 4 girls of my own. And if I was to let my girls come to you, you would let anything happen to them. And my mom just brushed it off and said, it's been 40 plus years. Your sister needs to get over it. She's grown. She needs to get over it. And Nikki, I promise you, I had to pray on it, cry on it, and put it all in God's hands because I knew I couldn't handle it anymore. Mm-hmm. And I had been so dedicated and loyal to my mother as a child. For her to knowingly betray me, I had to walk away from my own mother. I haven't spoken to my mother in 3 years.
It takes bravery.
This man died 6 months after all of this came out. Leaving my mother broke and homeless in Trinidad. And now my siblings are like, mommy she's struggling. And I said, this is her karma. I said, because when I was struggling, who was there for me? So for my sanity, I have to walk away from that and leave it with where it's at. Because I can't hurt my children nor my grandchildren, exposing them to her. So, yes, it's created a very traumatized woman.
Mm-hmm. Speak on it.
Caused a lot of broken relationships because I didn't know the real definition or how to feel love. So my beginning of relationship and intimacy was tarnished before it was even developed properly.
Absolutely.
And I'm trying to now help my children grow into productive adults, and they laugh at me because I was the helicopter mom, where I went through their stuff, where I was overprotective. They didn't get to sleep out. They didn't have any sleepovers. There was nobody sleeping over nowhere.
Sleepover over here.
Nobody can come to the house. Right.
I know that helicopter parent all too well. I know that all too well.
Yeah. As far as freedom, they didn't have that. And my oldest daughter, she's 28 now.
Mm-hmm.
And she teases me all the time. She goes, Mom, you were on my tail the whole time. But I'm not mad at you because I'm the woman I am today. And then explaining to them, because with all of this coming out, of course, I had to tell them what happened. Because it's like, okay, all of a sudden we don't have our grandmother. But I had to give them reason why.
Yep.
I'm not cutting off your grandmother just to be mean. I'm cutting her off for my sanity and my protection.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm still trying to work through it because trying to forge relationships with men, I'm very leery. I'm very protective of who comes into my space.
Mm-hmm.
They think I'm mean. They think I'm standoffish.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that. I just see red flags, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
It's no wiggle room. No, well, maybe we could look past that. No. First time my child or any one of my children say, I don't like that. I don't like him. He's gone.
You listen.
So, and I just can't see me ever putting myself or my children in a position where they're uncomfortable in their own space. We as women have to listen. Our kids speak. They're very vocal. To know a child that is always happy and having fun and bubbly, and they switch and they're introverts and they don't want to talk and they don't want to be around people. Behaviors change. They don't want to dress. They don't want to do their hair. These are all signs that something is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
As parents, we get frustrated. Yeah, we get frustrated because we're like, what's wrong with you? Talk, you know what I'm saying? And we're adulting. We're lifing because we're parents, so we're not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
We have to stop. And we have to have those weekly conversations with our kids. Like, what's going on? Talk to me. What's going on with you?
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know. And these men, these pedophiles, I want to say they're cowardly magicians because they make shit so pretty and then the underlying tone is so disgusting.
Grooming.
But women that are lonely and vulnerable, they don't see that. They see this knight in shining armor. Oh, I got a man. But that man is not for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's for your kids. Sis. Like, he's not looking at you. Every opportunity he gets, he's wanting to spend time with your child. It's like, no, you got it. Go ahead, babe. I got it. I'll take him to so-and-so. Or I'll take her to so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
We be so wrapped up in our lives talking about, oh, we got work and we got this going on and that going on. Oh, yeah, can you drop them off?
Mm-hmm.
But we not thinking that we're putting them in danger. So everybody laughs at me because I go around the world before I let somebody else do something for my kids. And they're like, well, damn, you could have just asked me. Nope. Because the first time my child said you made them uncomfortable, I being silver bracelets.
Right.
So, you know, I just try to keep that type of stuff away from me.
Right.
My daughter, she is very protective over her kids.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're not with either grandparent, she don't go.
You made her very aware.
She's like, yes. She's like, nobody's keeping my child. She's like, I have a boy and I have a girl.
Right.
And I know my little girl is very open and vocal and scandalous. So I can't send her with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm glad you know. But yeah, we have to be more mindful. We have to be aware to listen, not only to our girls, but to our little boys.
Absolutely.
Because I've met men that's like, oh, I lost my virginity at 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, 10? You're still a baby. And they're like, yeah. And she was like in her 20s. And I'm like, that's molestation. That didn't make you a man. She took advantage.
Mm-hmm. A lot of boys think differently. Their body responds differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when they tell other boys or men, you know, they throw the disclaimers of, you know, you got yours, or, you know, it's not frowned upon as much.
It's a pat on the back.
You have a lot of people in the chat, you know, appreciate you sharing your story, sending your love and light. Because this type of stuff needs to be heard. You know, this is why I stress having these hard conversations. And a lot of us, myself as well, parent in trauma to the degree of being a helicopter parent, because we're aware of all of the lack of protection out there, especially from family members. You know, and like you said, I don't want to have to turn into a silverback gorilla.
Right.
Because that's what's going to happen. Because we know all too well of the mothers who stay or don't do nothing, you know, and we vow to that, right? I'm sure you feel just like me. We vow to that. We're not doing that.
Nope.
It's going to be a goddamn problem. It's going to be some repercussions and some consequences. Hey, and you're welcome.
It's going to be some furniture moving.
It's child, some body parts cut up and dug the hole somewhere. Okay. Click, clink. Put me under the dirt.
We have to be. Yes, we have to be more diligent in listening.
Yes.
Like, because we get so wrapped up. And I can speak for myself, because I've been there where I've been busy and my child or children are like, mom. And I'd be like, oh gosh, let me stop. What do you need? Mm-hmm. Because clearly you need my attention and I'm not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it'll be small stuff, but they still need you to pay attention. Stop.
That's right. Right. And Enya had a great comment. She said, please stop telling your children to hug everybody.
Yes.
Stop forcing your children to hug everybody and say hi and sit on laps and any of that. Take $1. I did not like that. That was an issue for me. Y'all let these men come up and give these little girls $1, or even the little boys. But a lot of the time it's the little girls giving them a little $1 every time they see them. Yes. That's part of grooming. So gentlemen, stop doing that. You want to give some donations to the children, hand it to the parent. Say, yo, this is for shorty. Take them to McDonald's. You're teaching them wrong.
This is a work of art.
Already they learned by 5 that, you know, men, when I see a man, you know, and they think I'm cute. Oh, she's so adorable, so pretty. Oh, princess. Yes. Give her some money. Like, it's a form of grooming. Don't do that. Put the damn money in my hand. Daddy's hand. Yep. Cash at me. You know, so it's a lot of little bad habits that we have we're not even aware of. Takee chimed in. She said, I had a show talking about the same thing. Stop dropping them babies off every damn where.
This is a work of art.
And
I agree.
and some others do drop them off where they know there's a possibility they're going to be harmed. I don't care if it's 20 years later, 30 years later, 40 years later.
Uncle Charles is still touching.
There you go. Charlie, they're still there.
He ain't stopped.
It ain't
Exactly.
stopped. Listen, okay?
You just bringing another young version of yourself for Uncle Charlie to touch.
Mhm.
No.
Yep.
You keep your baby. If it means that you can't go out that weekend, oh well.
Yep.
You need a bottle of wine, go get you a bottle of wine and have a bottle of wine at home.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Pop some popcorn.
Play some damn
Make
Uno.
some snacks.
Yep.
For real.
It's true.
Like, I had some of the best nights with my kids.
Same as us.
Not with a man.
They fun little people. You know, and you want
They
them to
are,
you want them to continue their innocence and keep it intact until they choose.
First of all, you have to think about the little individuals that you create. So not only is it a little piece of you, it's their own personality. And to have that in your household and to hear those laughters and the roasting of each other, just the family camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
These kids are lacking that today.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are so quick to put them in front of a tablet, put them in front of a video game, give them a device to go do something else, then spend time with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a 9-year-old. Listen, my son is 9 years old. And that boy will do anything to be up under me. And
Yes.
I'm like, Cash, you don't want to go play? No, I just want to watch a movie with you. And I'm like, I don't know if this is a blessing or a curse.
Blessing.
But I'd rather my baby with me.
It's a blessing. 'Cause they'll get to an age.
Come lay with me and
Yep.
watch this movie, because I know in the next 10 years, you're not going to want nothing to do with me. Because you're going to have your own friends and your own time. And mommy is not going to be the main focus.
Mm-hmm.
So with my older children, I speak to them on a daily basis. Why? Because they're like, your mom. You do everything. Like, you know everything. And I'm like, I don't know everything. But in their mind,
Mm-hmm.
mom knows everything.
Right.
Mom can fix everything.
Seem to have all
I
the
love
answers.
that. Right.
They
I love
appreciate
that.
you. Yep.
We need to start being better. Like, we have to.
Mm-hmm.
These kids are coming up, and even these kids, this generation, I don't want them taking care of me.
Are they going to be capable? Is the question. I don't want that to be
First of
their
all,
main
if it's not in front
responsibility.
of them on a tablet, they can't respond. If it's not on their phone, they can't respond.
Mm-hmm. It's
Like,
a different
I work
world.
at a college. Yes, I work at a college, and these kids are so freaking clueless. Like, I'm looking at them like, are y'all serious? Are y'all serious
Mm-hmm.
right now?
These are y'all are
They have
young adults.
No idea.
Mm-hmm.
They have no idea.
Yeah. We're
None.
going to take a look at a video. We'll take a look at a video.
Go
real quick.
ahead.
Let's see.
Think y'all know spamming with K, whatever y'all call us. So today is the day that we're gonna make a different kind of post from the ones you've been seeing with bitches with they pussy out and motherfuckers getting fingered on our page and all that kind of shit that I don't know nothing the fuck about. Today we're gonna have a different kind of post. The kind of post that tell that her mama don't play that motherfucking bullshit. And she on here making you think that she's somebody that she not. So I just want to make sure that I get on here and let everybody know, all grown motherfuckers who feel like they want to get in her inbox, or any motherfucking body else who think I'm playing about my motherfucking 17-year-old. Cause she not grown, and any motherfucking body that I catch in her inbox.
Public humiliation of our children in this manner. What are your thoughts?
We're breaking them down instead of building them up. Why don't we show their accomplishments? Why don't we celebrate them getting a passing grade in a science class? Or, why do we highlight the negative?
A lot of the time, sis, this is all they know. Why is she even doing that? She's 17 years old. Why mom didn't have these types of conversations about what's acceptable and what's unacceptable on social media, haven't regulating it from little, so we're handing it over, like you said, way too young, giving them way too much control that they are not ready for. Because sex sells. This is what these young girls are seeing, so this is what she thinks is okay.
My kids used to be mad at me because when they were coming up, the middle finger picture was real popular.
For children.
And if I would ever see a picture in their phone, because I went through phones.
As you should.
I would make them delete it. Do not post that. If I seen an inappropriate post on social media, delete it. Take it down ASAP. This is not how you're being raised. And this is not what you're going to put out there, because when colleges recruit you and they go on your social media and they see you half naked and they see you cursing and they see profanity, you think they're going to want you to represent their school?
Or their company?
I was about to say, when you go to apply for a job and they go on your social media, they're not going to want you to work for them. Because that's how you're going to represent me outside. It's the same thing as a parent. I don't want you walking down the street with your ass showing, because the first thing they're going to say is, that's Kaisha's daughter. That's Kaisha's son. Pull up your pants. No.
They're definitely doing too much.
So we have to start.
But that's how I do on Sunday. Young. They don't like it, but I like to bring a reflection of what's going on. Like, women can fucking destroy societies with the foolery, and it needs to be exposed because cycles are being repeated. 40 years later, this is still happening. It's still happening. So it needs to be exposed. Absolutely. And even the grown people are afraid. It's the embarrassment, the shame, the guilt, the feeling like you put yourself in a position for it to happen. Like you said, grooming you to think that this was normal. So some don't.
Now, it can happen without a parent knowing. However, we have to listen and pay attention to our kids.
Yep, not just what they say, their behavior.
Children that right? You know that your child, that your son has a certain personality, and that kid switches, and all of a sudden he's in his room and he's wearing nothing but hoodies and he don't want to be bothered. Son, what happened? You don't want to play ball no more. Why? What's going on with you and the coach? What happened with you and the teammate? Like, what's going on? But no, we give them that opportunity to go, okay, they just don't want to be bothered. No kid doesn't just want to be not bothered. All kids want to be talked to. They want to be acknowledged. They want to be seen. Especially by their parents.
Yep, attention.
And that's where we have those kids that go outside and look for validation from other places and people.
And even this, emotional support concept right here, is something that can be taught very young to them. So they're aware, acknowledging their feelings and their emotions and what they're going through, them being able to be vulnerable, coming to you to tell anything. How scary it is to tell, especially if someone says this is a secret, or to not tell. Like, these kind of skits should happen with children. I think parents are more uncomfortable with diving into it than children are. So we need to, get a little bit more brave and, start talking about this consent, as simple as opening the diaper. Can I help open the diaper? To get just saying a repetitive thing to them makes them very aware. And then the conversation, grows in context a little later as they get older, but you got to keep having it.
And it's crazy because my significant other, when our grandchildren come around, he won't even shower or wipe our granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Go get the baby. that's how he hit me. Go get the baby.
Right.
And I'm like, well, you go get her. No. I'm not going to wipe her. I'm not dressing her. That's your job. And he loves this little girl immensely.
Right.
But he said, I will not be put in a position for her to feel uncomfortable or for me to be uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? I got to respect that.
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I have got to respect that.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'll do everything else. You need me to put her to sleep. You need me to feed her.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Right.
But I'm not dressing that baby.
And some men are, fully aware of this same type of trauma, same type of instance, of somebody alleging something, and then they got to fight for themselves. So, some of them take that route as well. We got another video, man. It's some bad parenting going on. And I do not agree with this type of humiliation for our children at all.
About my motherfucking 17-year-old. Because she not grown. And any motherfucking body that I catch in her inbox, grown motherfuckers, will go to jail. Pedophiles, sorry bitch made ass niggas. Every motherfucking body. Because regardless of what she make you think, I ain't raising no motherfucking thoughts over here. So when you see her, you probably want to steer the other motherfucking way. Laid up in somebody's motherfucking bed.
Yeah.
Thank you to put on a motherfucking page that's on the World Wide Web so motherfuckers can think it's all right to be in her inbox with
inbox creeps. And we know, I think all of us women are very aware of the world that exists out there. Every man ain't a good man. Every woman ain't a good woman. And there's women that groom the damn children.
We have to touch on these moms that dress our little girls like grown women.
Yep. Oh, they doing it.
Why is Tiffany, that's 4 years old, in a full booty short crop top outfit like she about to go to the club with you?
Ignorance.
What happened to little kid dresses? What happened to little short sets? What happened to Grandma?
Oshkosh bigosh. Jumpsuits.
Like, what happened? Did I miss? Like, I feel like I missed a step. Like, what's going on?
I mean, we in America and we living in a society where sex sells, and everywhere you buy children's clothes, skirts are very short. There's no long, skirts and stuff. It's not something that they do anymore. So again, us women, we're sitting back and we're allowing this oversexed society to just continue to be, because, back in the day, we would write letters, we would hit the company up, tell them we are satisfied with what they're doing and so on and so forth. And we don't do that no more. No, we think it's okay. Women think that it's okay to overly sex your children with clothes and stimuli and nails and makeup and all these wigs and shit when they're really young. They don't realize they're grooming, and then they'll be mad at the men because they're looking. Oh, something's wrong with you because you're looking at my child like they're grown. Well, bitch, you out here dressing them like they are. You got them out here acting like it.
Yes, I've seen 13-year-olds looking older than me.
And they don't know shit. Ain't no shit at 17. Not as much as we think we do.
I was dumb as a box of rocks. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you.
It was pretty bright. It was pretty bright.
I went to some. No.
But
Like,
nowhere
serious
near
talk.
as
I went to
intelligent
some
now,
of
you
the
know?
best schools. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
sent me to school.
Right.
They paid money for me to go to school. So it wasn't like I was miseducated. But I did.
Right.
Like, I'm walking through life now in my 40s. And I'm learning as I go. And I'm educating as I go. And I'm having to tell my young girls, my young mothers, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to have it all together.
And it's okay to not be Superwoman. We can't do it all and control it all.
And I had to tell them, I said, we didn't get a book when we had these kids. Like, back in the day, they didn't hand us a book and the baby. This is what you do. It was trial and error. But now, these girls is like, oh, that's my best friend. No, that's your child. You supposed to be
my two broke
and
best friends.
raising.
Look at my broke best friend. Me and my broke best friend out. That's absolutely a statement now. Yeah.
It is. It is. But no.
That best friendship backfires on you. You ladies better be careful with that.
Listen, I am my kid's best friend. However, I'm mom first.
Mother.
Yeah, I am definitely her first. So they come to me with a different kind of respect. Because it's like, okay, you still my mother, so I can't tell you everything. And the stuff that they do tell me is very censored because they know I'm a blow up on it.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, it's a lot. And it's a lot of broken women trying to figure it out. And they don't know because they're still scared to even say anything. I've met several sisters that have been through similar situations as myself.
Right.
And they're like, I didn't say anything because I was scared. I didn't know anybody else went through this. And I'm like, girl, yeah.
Why do you think people stay with abusers? Why do you think they stay? Why do you think?
Speaking from experience, manipulation,
a form of manipulation,
and that sense of he wants me. Everybody else left me, but
he's the only one that wants me.
Yeah, he wants me. This bruise is gonna go away, but he's gonna be here.
Yeah, and it's beyond physical because people think, it's the reason to stay. The main reason is because it's physical. The fear of being physically harmed, but it is fear. It is a lot of fear. The normalized abuse, it's become normalized. If you grow up as a child and a teen and this is what you experience, the same repetitiveness, some people don't think it's wrong, right? So you're going to continue the cycle. Shame, you got intimidation, low self-esteem.
It's also that sense of abandonment.
Low self-esteem.
He takes care of me. Yeah, he takes care of me. And he loves me. But he's not going nowhere because he loves me. And that sense of depending, the dependency, and it takes you back to your childhood.
Right.
because you know what it was to be in situations where your mom or your dad left you, and you don't want to feel that again.
Yeah, it's no joke. We want to encourage people to get help. Have this open dialogue with children really young. Talking about consent again. It's going to be a trial and error. And the conversation is going to change as they grow and develop as they get older. And hopefully you'll grow and develop with your articulation of such a subject. But a lot of us parent in trauma, and we forget to have these open dialogues. And then it makes it hard for the children to be comfortable with even talking about it. Because as soon as they go to school, they're thrusted into sex. These kids, the ones who are introduced, they're definitely going to be talking to your children. So like Ms. Charles said, pay attention to your children. Notice those small cues of them changing, because it's going to happen. Puberty or not, something happening or not, they're going to go through it. And we still need to be present and make them aware that we're present and they're allowed to be vulnerable and talk to us, because some of us who are traumatized, we blow off the handle. Like you said, you're like a tea kettle sometimes. They know, right? They've learned you. Yeah, I might not want to tell mom that because she's going to pop off the handle. So we got to learn to calm ourselves a little bit to make them, a little bit more comfortable to come to us and express these things too. So a lot of change with us as well.
You can't beat up everybody.
No. And we from,
and that's my mechanism.
Brooklyn. That's a lifestyle.
And I've had to learn that, like, you can't fight everybody.
Yep.
But that's something that you develop as trying to defend yourself off your abuser as well. Like, okay, the next person that comes into my space, they can't touch me like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you automatically become defensive, angry, aggressive.
That's right. Yep.
And we looking at females like, why is she so masculine? Why is she so aggressive? Did you stop and ask this what happened now?
Right. Is she going to be willing to tell? And be willing to grow through it. It's hard. It's hard. It's definitely hard. And very, I'm so brave of you to come up here. I really do appreciate you. It's time to, enough is enough. Get it off our chest. And, again.
Anything.
The first step is identifying the abuse and attempting to plan for safety and supporting others. You got to be willing before, during, and after the help. They're going to still need support, because again, it leaves that window of opportunity to go back to the abuser because it's all they know. So identifying your own abusive behaviors, because many of you have to identify your own abusive behaviors by acknowledging the harm of another, admitting they hurt their partner in a prerequisite, that's always a hard one, to changing your ways. Acknowledging it. It's just like being an alcoholic. I acknowledge I'm an alcoholic and I want to stop being an alcoholic. Many can't do that.
And it's okay to apologize to your children.
Please say it again.
If you hurt them and you are wrong, it's okay. And I'm learning that as I grow. So I find myself apologizing to my children because they're telling me the trauma that they went through.
Right.
And I'm stopping and going, I'm sorry.
Right.
I knew no better.
But like you said, I think the first thing you said when you came on is forgiving yourself. Like it wasn't your fault.
You have to.
It wasn't your fault. And I think many children, that is the first thing.
We do that.
It was my fault.
Yep. It was because I looked like this. And because of that, I kept the chubbiness on.
Okay.
If I'm not small, nobody's going to look at me.
Right.
If I dress in baggy clothes, nobody's going to want me. So it's a lot. We go through a lot as women. But nobody stops and goes, but when you speak about it, they start to pay attention. It's like, oh wow, I didn't notice that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't, right? Because we don't know each other and we assume a lot. So, to have to like wear it on your chest, like this is what happened to me and this is why I'm this way. We need to be conscious of it and not create these same dynamics for our children. That's the best we can do, is break the cycle. Be willing to talk about it and share our testimonies, and be comfortable in expressing it. Because, our children learn from us. They see us hiding emotion. They see us.
And being non-judgmental.
That part, yes.
Because everybody's quick to judge. But nobody knows the backstory.
That's right. That's what we got up there. Not judging. Remember, you cannot rescue them. You can't rescue everybody. Refrain from negative insults. Help create a plan of safety. Continue, support, and offer to join therapy, counseling, or any type of support groups. The access to them.
Definitely recommend it.
So there's many ways we can cope. And talking about it is the first step. Everyone has the capacity to change, but doing so requires meaningful commitment to all aspects of change.
Very much so.
We're all capable.
And even starting a journal. I always tell young girls that I talk to, start a journal. You don't feel safe talking to someone right away, start a journal. Because if you have a journal, you can hand it off to somebody and they can take and do what they need for you.
Right.
Because it's not easy to talk.
And change is, it's scary, especially for children.
Very much.
I think the worst part is when many they grow up in it, they don't know what's wrong till they get out into the world.
And even then,
I mean, they identify with their abuser by then.
Yep.
So, it's a whole different ball game. I've had many of friends be like, yeah, like, just lay up with my uncle. Wait, what? It was normalized.
Crazy. Yep.
So, a lot of guilt and shame going on in families. And, this kind of conversation, this type of dialogue we need to talk about. Enough is enough. And it needs to be exposed. And we're not going to say it just happens to one gender more than the other. Society just creates this dynamic for boys and men that it's different. And, they don't talk about it.
It's an honor.
To some degree. Still, it's the lack of consciousness of being aware of what's happening to them. It is the consciousness is the state of being awake and aware of one's surroundings and awareness of or perception of something by a person. Yeah, we're going to reset the room, Ms. Charles. I appreciate you for your testimony. I'm always here if you ever want to build. Again, this is a topic I've always revisit. And we're going to always revisit because we need these types of testimonies. We need to understand the abuser, the abusee, why people stay, and the psychological damage and emotional trauma that, affects the adults later and the rest of the family. Yeah, we're going to check it. Go ahead, sis.
We have to know that it's okay not to be okay. And it's okay to seek help.
That's right.
Because that's what a lot of people feel like, especially in the Black community. We don't want to talk to therapists. Definitely seek therapists.
And we don't want to shame mama. That's a lot in our society. We don't want to shame mama.
No.
Well, mama need to be shamed when she's putting her children in these types of situations. So it's time for us to stop doing that. You're not the better parent. And, you need to own that.
Right.
So, well, we're going to reset the room and we got the National Domestic Violence Hotline number. I appreciate you too. Taking the time out. I know you had a long weekend. Congratulations to everything.
Yes, thank you. A football mom plus working full time, it's a lot.
That's right. He's doing good. You are appreciated. I know he loves you to death.
And that was all that mattered for him to see his mom show up, knowing his mom works nights. Like, he was like, okay, mom is here.
That's a long drive too, but you did it. You did it. Champion.
So, yes.
So what's your final thoughts on this, sister? What's your final thoughts?
Protect our babies. Listen. That's all I can say is listen. Pay attention.
Protection.
Listen. And stop pawning them off. Those are yours.
Yep. Maybe some bad consequences behind it.
Yeah, keep your babies close to you. They don't stay small long. Not long enough, at least.
That's right.
So I bid you guys adieu. I love y'all. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sending love and light.
It's been a pleasure.
I'll talk to you soon, of course.
Anytime. Definitely.
Peace, love. That was awesome. We want to thank Miss Charles for coming out and sharing her story. I tell y'all, this 46 years coming across an abundance of women. I'm going to speak about women right now. Because gentlemen, y'all know, I know some stories too. I would love for y'all to come up and share one day when you're feeling vulnerable and ready to share that type of trauma. But for the ladies, you have been very transparent with me over the years, and I appreciate it. And giving you support and being able to come here and express the grievances of the lack thereof of protection from the mothers is something I am inspired to do, because I know so many stories of women's silence, young girls being silenced very young, even while we were friends, knowing that these things was going on and they weren't capable of telling. Salute to you guys. I love you all. And it's something we need to continue to discuss, because it's still happening. And, hopefully we can spread the word and, get more women testifying and telling their story for more healing, because it's needed and necessary, because we hurting out here. For real. And enough is enough. Let's check another phone. Y'all want to check another phone? Real quick.
What else, Saya? Why won't you be at the dance tomorrow? Because what?
I was sending somebody naked pictures of my body.
And because what else?
And talking like a slut.
And because what else? What's this in my hand, Saya? Are you supposed to have a cell phone?
No.
Why?
Because I already got it taken last year.
Why? Why you get it taken?
Doing the same thing.
Same thing like what, Saya? Tell everybody on your Instagram that you're not supposed to even touch a cell phone, right?
Yes.
Why not, Saya? Let all your friends know. All of them, because here they go. They logging in. Tell them what's up.
These phones, our children, not having no dialogue. Sometimes promiscuity looks like this when a child has been traumatized. You hear a lot of women who say if they were traumatized or molested when they were young, and it turned them into young teenage girls who were quite promiscuous. Don't understand. Mom's pretty angry. I would be angry too, to find all of that in the phone. But we got to learn to not parent in our trauma. There was a lot of anger and hurt towards that child. What, she's still a child. And obviously she's unaware of a lot. And it's a repetitive cycle. Something's going on. Therapy amongst everybody, not just the child. That was not a good building session. Let's finish that phone humiliation on social media.
And who was the boy that you was messaging talking about he sucked your titties? Who was that boy, Saya?
Terrell.
The same one. How many others is it, Saya?
That was not Terrell. I remember the number. It was not Terrell. She just came up with that name.
And what about the one named Justin? What school he go to?
That's the one who did it.
Oh,
That's the one.
No, who you send it to?
He live in
that was
DC.
Justin, right?
Yes.
That was
Yes.
Justin, right?
Yes.
That was Justin, right? You said he go to your school, right?
No, Justin.
Didn't he just say he go to her school?
No, that's Jacob.
So that's Jacob. It's so many of them, Saya. I don't even know what to say. Which one is it this time? You such a damn whore. Which one is it this time?
He rolled for that, baby.
Shame. Mom.
Shame. Shame.
This type of public humiliation is what mothers are choosing to do with their daughters for misbehaving. What has been taught? You have to reflect on yourself and your own bad fucking choices, your bad parenting, your bad guidance. Children just don't behave like this for no reason. But this type of public humiliation is shameful. Like it's not okay. And this is not what my platform is for. Shaming. They're out of control. And I wonder where they got it from. Hand these phones over and let them have all of the control in the world and then want to try to pull back. Stop giving it to them. It's too much. They don't know what they're doing. They can't handle it. It's not like when we was kids, you can just pull a magazine, a porn magazine from under the bed. When they start going down the rabbit hole, they go down the rabbit hole. Okay? Try it one day. See where it takes you. It's crazy out there. Don't click on it. They're not handling this well at all. They're not. Our children are not handling social media, the tech world well. They're not scholars in STEM. They're not scholars in coding. One in a few. Not all. Not a large majority. America's pretty slow on the academic totem pole for the rest of the world. Pretty dumb here. So we would smacking all these degrees and all that. Yeah, I don't believe y'all. Sarah, sit down and talk with her instead of going to social media. Like, what the fuck? Calling her a whore? Wow. Yeah, a whore, Mom. Like, this is where we at with our children. Like, even if that's the behavior, something's going on. Your first step is taking her to the goddamn OB/GYN. First step, mothers. If you even feel like they are, that's the first step. Make an appointment. Be on your job. Anything can be going wrong. Anything can be happening. I hate when they put everything on social media. Yeah, parents, stop doing that. It's not good parenting. You're not proving anything but that you're a bad parent. You're a bad parent. Nobody else gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Shit is not okay. It's not okay. Cutting their hair off because they acting up. Y'all doing too much. That's love. That's love and abundance to children that you're supposed to fucking protect. I don't believe y'all. I don't believe y'all. Hey, Sarah. She learning from her environment as well. Like, yeah, where you learning this from? That should be the conversation. Some type of empathy for the child. It's a lot of women who have been groomed and then later molested and then they rape children and they repeat the cycle. Not checking in, not knowing what's going on. Especially when you know how it went down. I couldn't tell nobody. I can't tell nobody. You got to be a little bit more present. Stop doing that. Public shaming, humiliation to your children, video recording and put it on. No, they're going to have to get jobs and have families and, go to school too. It's not okay. It says more about you. It says more about you. More. Let me see another phone.
And you in here taking ass pictures and shit in my house?
Won't be getting a whole bunch of mother praise over here for me because that shit is shameful. That was a baby. That little girl had to have been 10, 11, the most 12. Why is it not regulated? How do you not have these conversations when you hand these devices over to these kids of what's acceptable and what's not? Y'all think they're not going to do it? Were you not a child? Were you not young before? Did you not go outside and experience these kinds of things? It's even faster. It's even quicker here. Again, and some of these behaviors, if they think it's acceptable, they may have been exposed to grooming or being molested, and you just don't know. Y'all got to do a little bit more parenting and being present consistently with your children. Pay attention to detail. They learn to be potty trained at 2-3 years old. They start pissing themselves at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a problem. Something needs to be checked. We need to discuss, have a conversation, at least. What's going on? Show some empathy and sympathy, not shame, blame, insult them. It's not what you do to children. If you didn't know, now you know. It's not what you do. There's a way to balance that love and nurture with discipline and respect. Y'all not doing that. And y'all want all these fucking mother trophies. Shame on you. You won't get it over here. I'm calling the bullshit out. Y'all all not that good. Okay? Y'all need to do a better job with these kids. Because they're outside. And they're not that bright. And they're lost. They don't know who they are. They're willing to sell their body at any drop of the dime. That's not okay. That's not valuing yourself. What are y'all teaching them? Ladies, got to do a better job. Got to do a better job. Shit breaks my heart. Thinking that they look cool doing it when you really showed your parenting skills because you can't have a real conversation with your kids. Yeah. And it is frustrating. It's very frustrating. And many mothers are parenting through trauma. A lot of y'all angry, bitter, resentful for a lot of shit and ain't dealt with it. And you're creating life and still don't want to deal with it. It affects the children. Yeah. And yeah. Hey, love. She said the mother mentioned the $5 was the low charge more of her issue. Yeah, they're probably going to have that conversation off camera. Now we're going to have lessons of how to be a whore, to be a good whore. And these kids are big. Like, these conversations need to begin young, y'all. I don't know what y'all waiting for. You're waiting till they learn it outside. You make the environment that they're coming up in comfortable enough to have these open dialogues. When they come home from school, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, they're going to be so excited to tell you the dumb shit that they heard in school from another friend. When we become adults, y'all, please continue to reflect on your own childhood, okay? Because humans are still humans, y'all. I don't know why y'all think anything has changed much. They learn a lot in school from other kids who have been exposed very early. Harris Tribe Media Group chimed in, and they won't even do that to their 304 friend. Won't call her on none of her behaviors. Yeah. Shame the little kid who really don't know no better, but your friend a hoe, and you ain't shaming her. You ain't putting her shit on Front Street, fucking the married man down the street with his beautiful family. Y'all ain't doing that. Picking and choosing your battles. It's the children, man. Get your mindset right. As a mother, as a woman, that is our natural duty to protect these damn children. You selfish, listen, it's where we at.
I love my kid. I fucking hate being a mom. I fucking hate being a parent. Like, I fucking hate it. And I feel bad for saying that, but like, I wish someone would have let people with BPD know that like we really shouldn't be moms. Like, having a kid is too fucking complicated. And I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to be responsible for this tiny human. I just want to be responsible for myself, and it's too late now. I didn't know parenthood was going to be like this. I didn't know I was going to be doing it all by myself with no support system, no family, no anything. I didn't know. If I would have known, I would have never done it. I would have never.
I didn't know. Once there's a seed growing inside of you, there's no guarantee anybody going to be there. Married, not, family, no family. There's no guarantee. That seed is yours. It's yours. You can't depend or rely on anybody else but your goddamn self. And that's something that girls need to know very young. Oh, the boy loves me. He wants me to have his baby. He said he wants me to have his baby. He could walk away the next day. They need to be very aware of that and choose to be married if they decide to have kids. All this oops baby shit. We in a society where that shit should not be okay for our girls at all, at all. Have the conversation. They doing it at 12, 13, 14. Don't you think you need to be talking about it at 6 and 7? Y'all wait too long. And you want to be reactive and not proactive. We cannot continue to be that way. It's a lot of states. Our children cannot go and abort and delete fetuses. They can't do it. What you think they're going to be doing? Going in the basement, going to the dentist with the hanger? Like, yes, history repeats itself. So it's our duty to teach these lessons, and don't just teach them in fear. Teach them the fucking truth about their reproductive system and how you can be a virgin and have sex one time and get pregnant. Never see the man again and get AIDS at the same time. What you talking about? Open dialogue. And it's hard. If you need some lessons, go back to about a year ago and start my videos from the beginning. Maybe you'll learn something. This hard talk, this blunt shit, this stern attitude, you need it. Y'all need it. It's needed and necessary because we're out here being really foolish with our children. And adults, y'all are doing it. Had a big old book bag drive out here yesterday. 8 hours of boombastic bullshit coming through the goddamn speakers for children. And they ain't even give away a lot of shit. It was nothing but adults out there with their tents and they whine. Really? Protect the kids. Sis chimed in. Hey, Red. Yes, these girls don't know what they are signing up for. They don't. And y'all are not telling them. Y'all are not telling them. You're not telling them how hard it is to be a mother. And I think it's their own shame and guilt, right? Because they have not lived up to the echelon of being a mother themselves, right? So you can't tell them. Y'all gotta do better. Because this is a lot of young ladies' reality, having one, too many children, and they don't want them. They don't want them. So unwanted children can be groomed within their home with their mother and be pawned off to anybody for money. A lot of the Unfiltered Stories podcasts, check out their link. I'll probably put it in my description on this show today. So click on it and check them out. It's some really hard truths that's going on, and we're destroying our society by allowing it to continue. Protect the children.
Easiest way to fuck up your life? Easiest way to fuck up your life? Have a kid with the wrong woman. Worse, have a kid with a one-night stand. Somebody you don't even fucking know. To be fair to the women in the room, this massively is amplified for you because the carrying cost is usually greater for women than it is for men. So it applies both ways, which is why, by the way, in both nature and in humans, who generally is the more selective? Women, because they fully understand there is an inherent cost to them if the wrong person gets them pregnant.
Can I confess something? I love my kid. I fucking hate being a mom. I fucking hate being a parent. Like, I fucking hate it. And I feel bad for saying that, but like, I wish someone would have let people with BPD know that like we really shouldn't be moms. Like, having a kid is too fucking complicated. I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to be responsible for this tiny human. I just want to be responsible for myself, and it's too late now. I didn't know.
Like a lot of you motherfuckers. You go back in your past and you know your mama was a rotten bitch. Okay? And you make up all these things about how good she was, how nice she was. She wasn't there because she was at school better in her life. She wasn't there because she didn't give a fuck. She wanted to be with everybody but you. Let's be honest. God damn.
explore their whole phase. My aunt told me, trust me, you're not going to marry that guy. And my baby daddy, you should go be a hoe. She was like, you have to go to black school because you're around too many white people and you have to go hoe it up. And that's what I did. And I'm happy I got permission. I mean, I would have probably done it either way, but
there's healing in the hoeing. We talk about that in the book. We even had a verse that said, heal first, hoe later.
I didn't have an adult hoe phase. I had a child so young, and then I got married. College was my hoe phase.
Freshman to junior year.
Those 3 years were strong.
Then you planned a baby.
I'm retiring. It wasn't long enough, my hoe phase.
Some just never get the hoe phase at all. What do they do?
Act like a hoe for your husband. Maybe go to the club and let someone like fill on your booty and then leave.
This is the remedy.
These are your options.
Maybe make out. I don't know.
Don't tell your husband because that's what a real hoe does.
Don't have sex though. It's not going to be worth it. 99.9% of people should explore their whole phase. My aunt told me, trust me, you're not going to marry that guy. And my baby daddy, you should go be a hoe. She was like, you have to go to black school because you're
like a lot of you motherfuckers. You go back in your past and you know your mama was a rotten bitch. Okay? And you make up all these things about how good she was, how nice she was. She wasn't there because she was at school better in her life. She wasn't there because she didn't give a fuck.
They said I'm leaking from the STDs that I got. Said I'm leaking from the STDs that I got. Said I'm leaking from the STDs that I got.
I don't even know if that's PG.
Like a lot of you motherfuckers. You go back in your past and you know your mama was a rotten bitch. Okay? And you make up all these things about how good she was, how nice she was. She wasn't there because she was at school better in her life. She wasn't there because she didn't give a fuck. She wanted to be with everybody but you. Let's be honest. God damn. If you cannot keep it real with yourself, you can't keep it real with nobody else, because that's how I came through a lot of shit. By being honest about shit I didn't want to be honest about. And the fact my mama didn't love me. And she didn't want to be bothered. Ooh.
Shit deep. This is where we at. Appreciate that moderator putting that together like that. It's meaningful. It's powerful. This is what society is producing now. Yeah, she was raw as fuck. Sometimes you got to be like that. You have to, in order to get it off your chest so we don't repeat these cycles. Sarah Charnish said, I was 17 when I had my first child and was told by his parent that they were a single parent and I had to be one too. I took that and kept it moving because I wanted to be better than what I knew. Shout out to you. You go, girl. It's no joke out here. But a lot of us mothers are continuing some badass cycles, man. Take heed to the message. My morning ritual. Listen, I appreciate you, sister. You definitely be spitting bars, self-reflecting on your own stuff and your own shit. And I appreciate that. And I know a lot of shit because I be reflecting on my own shit. I was a foolish child, product of my environment. But once we decided to have some children, even before that, I didn't play when it comes to the kids. Y'all know my nieces and I don't play no games. Always been nurturing, mother-like, teacher, preacher, minister, all that. Stern and loving all at the same time. So that didn't change when we had our own children. And we got to do a better job. So I hope you guys enjoyed today. I appreciate Miss Charles coming through and sharing her story. And like I said, there's so many women, so many young people, boys too, who have experienced this type of trauma. And it needs to be exposed. They need to feel heard. And expose this type of information to your children. Stop keeping them blindsided about the true world that's out there. It exists. Just because you ignore it doesn't mean that it's not happening. The world will knock your ass out.
You gotta get down real low with it, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Okay? You know, you want to change feet? You don't know? Because I don't know if you left-handed or right-handed. But, ho, I'm going to go hit you with both. Bitch, I'm going to hit you with both. Ho, which one? Ta-da-ta, ho. Yeah, ho, you thought I was left-handed, but, bitch, I'm really right-handed.
The world will knock you out. Got the patriarchy wanting to be women, pretending to walk around like women and want to fight us. Wait a minute. Hold up. Y'all paying attention? These aggressive ass men dressed up like women want to fight the women. It's a problem. Protect the kids.
Wait, don't come yet. Wait till the doors are like open. They can run inside. Why the cameras will be? No. Shoot.
Jemiah.
Yes?
Who the f*** is that by my door?
What?
Who the f*** is that? Oh, who is that?
No one.
You want to play games with me?
Huh?
Not to me again, see what happens.
That's no one.
That's no.
I don't see anybody.
It's going to be no one that's going to be. Alright? Keep playing with me. Act like I can't see your. Who is that? And why is he by my door?
Oh, my friend?
Stop playing games with me, man.
That was my friend.
Where's Bobby at? Huh?
They're home because I was trying to go get something from the house.
You said Fabi is where?
She's at home and I was trying to get something from the house.
Take your back over there.
Okay.
Call her right now.
You know, technology is good in a lot of ways. Because imagine if she would have went in the house with this boy, what would they have been doing? Your children want to fuck. You better pay attention to what they're doing. You better give them the information before they get it out on their own. It's your job. Shout out to that father for paying attention to the damn doorbell notification and jumping right in. They think we stupid. They think y'all stupid, but I think some of y'all are. Y'all let everything go past you. Like you wasn't a kid, little sneaky ass kid. Don't you know I know? I got eyes behind my head. You remember when parents said that? Those were the good parents. I can hear you doing something. Okay? Over the TV. What you doing in there? You got to have that with them. They need to know that you are in control and you are paying attention, because when they think that you're not, oh, they're going to try you. They're going to try you with their little sneaky asses, wanting to kiss, fuck, suck, all of it. Y'all act like it's not real. Oh, not my baby. They don't want to do that. Yeah, okay. Hand them a phone at 9. Okay, give them a year. They're going to go down the rabbit hole. They're going to see dick, pussy, tits, and everything. Y'all being neglectful. You want to be quick to give. It's a lot of adult shit on here. Stop giving it to them without any context. Talk to your damn kids, because they're going to be sneaking boys in the house. You think it's the boy. You think it's the boy. It's always the men. What about the men? What about the hot ass little girls? And y'all created. I tell you, every time we outside, they on with little skinny pants, little pants, see pussy, 9, 10 years old. Y'all, it's a problem. Somebody needs to say something. Because y'all think it's okay. It's fucking shameful. Shame. Shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame.
And women got this mindset as, you know, if it's a man, a grown man looking at a little girl in little shorts and her bathing suit, well, they are. Fuck you mean? They are. Not trying to marry them, but they're doing it. It doesn't alleviate the fucking fact. And you can't look at them and tell. So you're foolish, women, by putting them in these clothes and think that behavior is going to be subdued and graceful and modest as they get older, you dumb chicks. Get it together. Get it together. You got to train up modesty and gracefulness and true beauty without being naked. Y'all are fools, and I don't mind telling you. Dumbass mothers. Fathers, stand up for your goddamn kids. When your woman puts some shit on like that with your daughter and you're around, say something. Say something. Tell her, take them little shorts off, go upstairs and put something else on. Tell them. Don't have no shame in that. Don't go outside dressed like that. Stand on it. Because they're going to end up right here.
Welcome to fucking. I will now show you fucking a beautiful village situated on the doorstep of the Austrian Alps.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
Behold the fucking church. Of course, Catholic.
What are you saying? What are you saying? What is he saying?
Here we have the fucking school, where the fucking children learn everything there is to know about fucking. And I was lucky enough to meet the town mayor, commonly known as the motherfucker. If you're looking for the deepest fucking experience, I recommend this hole right here. Start with putting 2 fingers in. If possible, use your entire fist. In summertime, you can actually go elbow deep. It is a bit dirty, and it smells quite peculiar, but afterwards, you'll reap the rewards of feeling this fantastic fucking soil.
What the fuck is going on?
And that was all the fucking we had time for, but this has been Nikolai Ram reporting for NRK. Bye-bye.
Be mindful, y'all, because they're going to learn about fucking some kind of way. The good way, the bad way, the traumatic way, the grooming way. They're going to learn. Be the first to have these conversations. And I hear from a lot of women, I don't want to talk about sex with my daughter because I feel like I'm giving them the okay. I don't want to give them birth control. I don't want to talk about birth control and stuff like that because I'm giving them the okay. No, you're not. You're educating them. It's very important that they know the little social cues that boys will try to get in their pants, all of it. We know it. Okay? I hope y'all enjoyed yourself today. Sending some love and light to anybody who has been, traumatized or groomed into molestation, sexual assault, and abuse. There's a national domestic violence hotline that's in the description. It's been in the chat. Please utilize it. Talk to your children about consent. Talk to them about sex. Talk to them about private parts. Be open and honest. Get pictures. There's child appropriate YouTube videos for this type of discussion. For young girls, I did a vaginal cleanliness and reproductive information podcast a couple months back. It's a great tool to begin with young girls starting at 5 or 6. I wasn't cursing a lot, so it's really a lot of medical information about ovulation, fertilization, the differences in discharge and menstrual and, hormones, a lot of information there. So I hope it helps someone. I hope it creates inspiration for women to be a little bit more open with this conversation with young girls. And yeah. So here there's a text number. You can text START to 88788 to connect with the National Domestic Violence Hotline as well. The website is also provided, www.thehotline.org. For any assistance, there's a private link in there for safety, a safety exit. It's all crypted. It shuts off once you put all your information in there. So, nobody will know that you was trying to, get out. So check into that if anyone needs it. And please share the stream. Share the stream. Us ladies, we need to be more transparent and talk about these traumatic incidents so we are not taking it into the future, with our future generations of young girls and boys. Again, gentlemen, sending love and light to y'all because I'm sure many of you have been affected by being groomed and sexually assaulted as well. Again, this is a safe space for you to discuss and talk about it at any time. Just hit me up. We're here for y'all. We here for y'all, for real. Love and abundance. Ms. Charles, I appreciate you. Of course, we connect outside of this. So she's not a podcaster. She just felt very compelled to share her story and her testimony because, again, you know, it never goes away, y'all. This pain, this trauma, some of that shit, it sticks around forever and it'll surface without no goddamn warning. And you don't know what to do with it. You don't know what to do with it. But I would say the first step is talking about it. And if you can't talk about it, write about it. And we have these now, so you can do your own video tutorial and just put it in a safe box in your phone. I appreciate y'all again. Final thoughts. Trauma's hard to discuss. Stages of grief is hard to recognize. Pay attention to your children. Mothers, we need to step our game up, be more present, be more conscious of what we're giving them, education-wise, knowledge-wise, world-wise, and about the culture of sex. Talk about it. Don't be a prude. Okay, and if you need more knowledge, YouTube, there's really short videos to educate yourself. Watch them repetitively. Get you a talk to yourself in the mirror. Like, get yourself ready to be prepared to talk to your kids, because some of y'all, it's hard. We know it's hard. And, you know, I wish you guys the best. We out of here.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
I'm Paul Stanley of KISS. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Everything in creation and in physical form has its own fundamental resonant frequencies. Everything in creation and in physical form has its own fundamental resonant frequencies.